Yeah, and one other thing I wanted to ask you about was the cold emailing. The way you described it sounds like you have quite some experience with this. Am I am I right?
I mean, I would say I have cold emailed quite a bit.
Right. So to all aspiring entrepreneurs and viewers, listeners to the show, could you describe maybe a basic template for cold emailing and how you would go about approaching someone who you think could be, you know, extremely insightful for you in your journey?
Yeah, I I sure I can definitely share a few tips that I've learned and that have worked for me. Um, the first thing is really knowing what like it's even before you write the message, it's knowing what you want, and it's actually the ask. That's like the most important thing because people are very busy. People have hundreds, if not thousands, of messages in their mailbox, LinkedIn messages, whatever you want to call it. Like, there's no room really for your ask. Like, why would I care about what you want me to do, right? It's all about, at the end of the day, you need to make sure what you're asking for is in some way providing value for that person, because that person should want to do the thing that you're asking for. And maybe it's for, like, for example, you asking me to do this interview. I did it because I wanted to give back to the community, or just wanted to I wanted to do it as a friend. And yeah, I'm happy to do this chat. But maybe for another ask, it's because I think you're going to provide me a customer. At the end of the day, you want to be very conscious about who or about what you're asking about and why that person should want to accept your request. So that's like the first step. Once you have that clear and it's reasonable for you and for the other party, then it comes to just crafting that message. And the number one thing is do your research. Like, do not go into an interview, do not go into an email without at least giving a quick Google search on who this person is, because it takes you it's just respect. Because if you show that person in an email with like one sentence that's personalized to them, they appreciate that, because they'll think like, wow, this person actually took the time and the effort to reach out to me. They're just not sending me a mass email. And people hate that. Like, I hate getting a mass, like, or like a marketing email when it's like clearly copy and pasted, you know? So do your research on that person, find a way to understand who they are and where they come from, and say something personal to them that you can't copy and paste into another email to another person. And yeah, again, like, I think it really comes down to you as a founder taking the initiative to also develop your own style with cold emailing, because you could have a different approach and it could work for you. But those are some of the principles that I definitely stick to and that have worked pretty well for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really useful again. And so something that one of my friends told me was a part of a business frat is just always ask to meet at either lunchtime, dinner time, breakfast, whatever, because that person has to have food during the day. And if you can just have a quick chat with them during that time, it's more convenient for them. Yeah, has this been something that you share in your experience?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, because it's nice to grab a meal with someone rather than just, a Zoom call. Like, meeting up in person for food would be nice too.